talk to this machine and like convey what you want to build and you can build it. I'm still, it's just still gives me goosebumps. So just the idea of like creation, being able to be creative without a lot of resources, or, you don't have to build a real physical thing. All you need is this machine. And so I got into it immediately and started building apps. The first thing that I built was a math teaching app for my younger brother. So it will be like a, formula, 1 + 1 = blank. He puts in 2, he gets a clap. He puts in 3, he gets a boo. And it worked out. Now he works for me. So.
Wow. I love that. Yeah. I don't know what kind of Wheaties they had in Jordan, but that's like, I had, Lincoln Logs and Legos. But then, what's kind of crazy is then you had a 180 basically from that, which is it true that afterwards, not so long ago, you actually turned down $1 billion as an acquisition price for your company when you only had 6 employees? What happened?
Yeah. We had started the company in 2016, and the mission behind the company is to create 1 billion coders, 1 billion programmers, 1 billion developers, whatever you want to call it. And I just felt in my heart of hearts that we're at a point where anyone can make software. I felt like the AI is progressing really fast, just the cloud systems, everything that was coming online made it so that anyone could really be able to do this thing that have fundamentally changed my life. Got me from Jordan in a sort of lower income family all the way to the US, becoming an entrepreneur, joining Y Combinator, the most prestigious startup accelerator. And in 2018, just after we did Y Combinator, we kind of bootstrapped for a couple of years. Then we did Y Combinator. Maybe 2019, we got this acquisition offer from a really big company. And obviously it was a lot of money, and I didn't have a lot of money at the time, but I just felt like they're gonna take the company, not gonna do anything interesting with it, and I'll make the money, and maybe I'll quit 2 or 3 years after that and create the same company. So I thought, I like this company, I might as well keep going. And I always felt like if we get to a point where we achieve even 1% of our mission, this could be a much bigger company. And we achieved that valuation a few years ago, and the company is probably valued more today.
Walk me through that moment. So you get an offer, you meet a guy, I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
And did you seriously contemplate it? Were you like, I need to sleep on this?
Yeah, I did. It wasn't like a knee-jerk reaction, kind of like $1 billion, I'm just gonna. And I talked to our investors, and I remember talking to Mark Andreessen, who's invented the web browser, Netscape, and he's now running Andreessen Horowitz, a very prestigious investment firm. They hadn't just invested in Replit. He goes, look, we'll pocket the profit. We just invested in you, and we're going to make a lot of money. But what do you want? Like, what are you going to do afterwards? Do you want to go work for this big tech company and become like corporate employee, or do you want to keep going on your mission? And I talked to a bunch of other people, and I kind of felt like the weight of Silicon Valley was on my shoulder. Like everyone really believed in what we're doing. And I didn't want to let people down. I also just kind of didn't want to let our users down, our customers, our dreams. And I also felt like I have the kind of skills to always be able to make good living. And I think, we all know that after a certain level of wealth, your life doesn't really change all that much. And so I like money. I don't want to make it seem like I think money is a great thing. I think it gives you a lot of freedom and comfort in order to achieve more things. And I think the thing that I'm most attracted to is building great things.
Yeah. Yeah, because, it's not like now Replit seems like this gargantuan, right? Like 100 million in annual recurring revenue. I look at your little chart and just, whoa. I mean, it's pretty wild to look at. But it took you 9 years to even get to your first $10 million in revenue, right? Like you weren't really making any money at all for multiple years. Yeah. You were burning cash.
That's right.
First your own, then a little bit of YC, then a little bit of third-party investors. It's not like this was an overnight success at all. And so I'm curious, did you ever have a moment where you were like, we are not going to make it, and I'm not good enough, and this company's not going to work out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in 2024, early 2024, so last year, the company had not been growing all that much. We're kind of hit a plateau and started decreasing a little bit. So we were in this awkward position where we make it easy enough to get started, but not enough to get you all the way to building a business or a real piece of software. And because our focus is on getting everyone to make applications, anyone with a dream, without any skill or background in computer science, should be able to come to Replit and make an app. That was always the kind of the core of the mission. We're also not very good for professional developers because they needed all these tools that we didn't have. And so we were in this like awkward middle.
Turning down $1 billion offer sounds insane. But let's be honest, it also tells you exactly who becomes a real industry leader. On one side, declining that kind of money is pure bravery. Most people would sell instantly, and that's why most people never build anything massive. When a founder refuses $1 billion, it means two things. 1. They believe the company is worth far more. 2. They're not driven by a quick payout, but by a long-term mission. And honestly, that's the mindset behind every major US tech giant. But here's the other side. Turning down that kind of offer is also a huge gamble. Markets crash. Competitors move faster. A single bad decision can destroy everything. Sometimes what looks like vision is just ego wearing a fancy suit. $1 billion today is real. The future potential is not. So is refusing the offer genius or reckless? The truth is, it's both. Only time decides if it was a legendary move or the biggest mistake of their life. If you love these breakdowns of the biggest decisions in business and tech, make sure to subscribe. I drop content that upgrades the way you think every single week,